But if I have an agenda, and if I come here with an agenda, I repeat my words. You're a scumbag. This is our health. So give him this. This is nothing about him. It's not personal. I just said, if it's ignorance, these are the proofs. And by the way, weather modification, I spoke in person with one of the biggest companies in the States, in North Dakota, Weather Modification Incorporated, and on the phone, I have the recorded conversation. They admit it. They do it everywhere, in the state of Arizona also. And this is the reality. And they use a metal, excuse me, yes, it's a metal, it's called silver iodide, that according to EPA is highly cancerogen. So these are not just sort of theories. I'm going to tell you what to eat or what to drink. I'm no doctor. These are facts. So Mr. Mark Schaefer, not impersonal. If you're ignorant, we are glad you're here or you're watching. Maybe we can learn from each other. Otherwise, I told you already what I think. This is for him. Thank you.
Hi, I want to thank you, Dr. Ward, for holding this. And my question is for you. Based on recent Supreme Court's decisions concerning state rights, wouldn't there be some piece of legislation that you might be able to introduce based on testimony you've heard here today concerning this situation?
They told me I had to come and answer at this microphone. So, I don't know. I'll just say I don't know. You guys know that I have been, over the 2 years that I've been your state senator, fighting for restoration of the proper balance between the states and the federal government, because I think that there is much too much federal overreach. If there were a way, I mean, I'm open. I mean, I introduce legislation for constituents all the time. It's not my legislation. A lot of times I'm getting things from people. So if it's something that can be done in Arizona statute, I'm always willing to entertain that. With this particular issue, I think it's going to be very difficult because unless you get away from the chemtrail issue that you all are so passionate about, talking about our environmental quality, I think, can go farther in terms of making sure that there aren't any public health issues that are out there with our water, our soil, or our air. I don't know.
Okay, I appreciate that. You know, the thing of it is, like I say, the Supreme Court just reaffirmed states' rights. So what I'm saying from this is the fact that we could, as a state, through our representatives, actually fight this. That's where I'm coming from. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sherri, and I'm from Kingman. And again, I'd like to thank you, Senator Ward, and also you two lovely ladies. I apologize, I've forgotten your names. But really want to thank you for coming out. And as this very informed, organized woman said, this is an historic event. This is the first time, Senator Ward, that a legislature or any government, elected government official is having a meeting with their constituents, with their community, their fellow citizens, their fellow human beings. And I just want to say, for everyone here, I don't think anyone meant any personal attacks. It's very frustrating to try to educate people or present this evidence to people who have never noticed it. But there are tons of people living on this planet that never look up at the sky. And so I hope that this is an eye-opener and a wake-up call, because there's something very serious going on. And I just wanted to tell you all, I heard about this meeting at the last minute, otherwise I would have brought some important stuff for you that hasn't been mentioned here. And I do intend to get that together to forward to you. All I want to say is, one thing that wasn't mentioned in terms of all of this is our newest disease, Morgellons. Please Google it.
Yep.
And the other thing is, this will sound freaky-deaky, but if you know who Ray Kurzweil is, Google him, look up the singularity. Bill Gates and other billionaires are supporting him and his organizations. And if you think any of this sounds crazy, wait till you see what he's talking about. He is now running Google. Please, just check it out. There's a documentary out on him. I believe it's called The Transcendent Man. And all of this ties together, and it is like it's science fiction, but there is no longer anything as science fiction as what it looks like now. But please, Senator Ward, please look up Ray Kurzweil and what they call the Singularity, singularity.com. Being sponsored by Bill Gates and all of them.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. I do want to let you know that I'm more than okay, one more.
Sorry, I was waiting until she was close to being done. Senator Ward, definitely thank you so much for coming here. It means a lot to all of us.
Yes, amen.
I would like to encourage you that when you get back to the Hill, that you go around the Senate and other congressmen and find out if they're dealing with these kinds of things in their own states. Because I think until we get a nationwide thing going on here, there's not going to be a very good consensus on how problematic this is. But it's worldwide. And for you guys, I have a question in regards to the IPCC report, the intergovernmental IPCC. Yeah, panel on climate change. The intergovernmental, they're the UN body. Okay, so they just did the AR5 for Barack Obama. Well, it was a whole summit that they do. They did one in Copenhagen, they just did one again, and they've never used the term geoengineering before. My understanding, and I didn't have enough time to put enough facts together to really corroborate this, but my understanding is the United States determined that geoengineering was to be placed into that report. It wasn't in the original version, the one that got leaked out. And for those of you that are familiar with the IPCC, they are the UN Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change. It's a huge group. Supposedly all these scientists, they've already made up their mind. You know, this is climate change, all right? It's not chemtrails, it's climate change, and we're the problems with all of this. But what's getting ready to happen, in the report that I read for the guys that helped to direct the IPCC of how they should word the final report, is that geoengineering would be in there, but they were gonna pretty much present it as the cure for climate change. And get ready, because global warming, or geoengineering, has just been hijacked by the global warming crowd. Okay? So there's going to be this whole spin that comes down the pike. Now I would like to know how much your policy making has been affected by that IPCC report.
Well, mine personally hasn't been affected by it at all. so that's a good news. And I just wanted to let you know also that I have talked to legislators from at least the western states, and I don't hear much from them as the level of concern that I have within my district, which is why I wanted to put this together for the people here. Now, I want to give Sherri and Beth, I want you guys to all give them a round of applause, because they came and they did a good job, and they took all your questions, even if they can't answer them. And I want to thank you guys personally, myself. I don't know if you want to say anything. I'd say a wrap up, and then I'm going to do one little wrap up, and we're going to get out.
I just wanted to thank you all for being on your best behavior.
Okay, so I wanted to also say I'm willing to continue this conversation. You can always email me at my Senate email, which is kward@azleg.gov, or you can find me on Facebook at Kelli Ward for Arizona. Kelli Ward, Kelli with an I, because I care about the people. And you can message me right there on my page, and I'll answer you. I don't really like attacks. I like conversations. I like discussions. I don't like name calling. I like good back and forth conversation. So if you guys can give me that, I'm more than willing to continue the conversation with you there on Facebook, and I'll keep you posted there as to what's happening with getting more federal kind of people here to talk to you about these issues that are so concerning to you. Now, I was remiss in not saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think if we all stand up and we say the Pledge of Allegiance, it's going to bring us all back together for what we know is so important in this great country that we live in. So join with me, put your hands over your heart, and let's say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all so much for coming, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye. Have a great night.
Everybody need to sign.
I'm right behind.
Do you have copies of it?